plan here from Bigger Keeper. Obviously, we saw one on Nuke, but hear me out. Look, before we even did the veto, the first thing I said was Fearless Cheetahs are going to pick Vertigo. And I know I'm a genius, but if I know that, Bigger Keeper know that. And this is the map they're going to be prepping for the most, in my opinion. What we are going to get out of Fearless Cheetahs is a lot of aggression. We're going to get Vilga scaling gap, as mentioned before we went to that break, but it's going to be a really high-octane start for Fearless Cheetahs. They go in towards mid. Immediately, look, 3 players set up ready for it out of big.
They have done their homework, and look at that. Giuliano, unfortunately, that little bit of a backup piece going to fall as well, and that's 3 picks nicely in mid. And whilst they've done their homework, the execution not going to come on through, and now they just back away. No need to push the issue further.
Yeah, the execution actually coming out of Fearless Cheetahs, just beheading 3 of those players immediately without a single kill in response. That's pretty much round over, round done. Paulie has got a lot of utility and a kit, but that means potentially they could work something together. With that being said, it is still a 2-on-5. Nice shot from ZAna, but with Paulie falling immediately, ZAna would need to clutch up. Great first start, but immediately dealt with by Shoot. There's that big game impact. 2 kills to close. Bomb plant as well. Fearless Cheetahs.
Everything they could want, and the kitchen sink in that round there. They keep it clean, losing only 1 person, and then the bomb plant, their money is looking good, and they know the Bigger Keeper, they're not going to have anything in the tank for this one. As you said, this is the perfect recipe for them to just storm another round.
Yeah, this T side is going to be really aggressive, and Fearless Cheetahs are just so comfortable on this map that this will be a big statement piece if Bigger Keeper are able to pick this one up, but I fully expect this to go all 3. Nice shot from Giuliano, but Vilga's got all the info. It's a stack on A. They can head B.
And that is what they are planning to do. Big, they have sensed this one coming. They're going to try head on over and meet this one fire with fire. Actually, Fearless Cheetahs just back away again. The double bluff.
Oh, look at Paulie, though. Paulie's in sandbag. And clear. Okay, essential. Very essential clear from Tati. She walks back up the ramp to make sure that Bigger Keeper don't immediately rotate everyone, and then they walk into the stack yet again. So, 2 kills. Kyossa throwing a Mac 10 out the map. Trust me, they won't be saving that anyway, but I like it. Caretaker duties on lock. Hoping to get any kills. And any kills is $600 to the bank account for Kyossa.
It would be a nice one indeed to add a little bit more. That's a bit more utility they can pat themselves up with here, but that is not going to be the case. The money would be nice, but it is not but a distant dream. As Fearless Cheetahs take that second, nothing too fancy, nothing too sparkly, but Bigger Keeper, this is the round they need to get themselves on the board with.
Yeah, they're going to have everything. They're going to have all the weaponry, they're going to have the utility. And Fearless Cheetahs will now start to limit test a ramp. This is where the majority of the fights are going to take place. If you've ever seen Vertigo before, you know what to expect. A ramp simulator going to be in full effect here. It's up to Bigger Keeper to stop Fearless Cheetahs from scaling.
And I'd say that wall of smokes is definitely a good way to stop them going anywhere. Nice little nade on through. Just a bit of chip damage. But turns out your smokes mean nothing to them. Tati pushing up and getting one with the Molotov as well, mind you. And now 2 of the defenders gone, and this site looking worse for wear. And with ZAna now falling, look at that. Kyossa, Jenny are nowhere to be seen, and this save call got to have already been made. This round too far gone for any sort of redemption.
Yeah, good round. And again, that's just off the hand of Tati pushing her own lurk smoke up towards ramp, throwing the molly as well. Just completely traps Giuliano, and from there she can't go anywhere and actually has to just succumb her fate to the flames. So once you get those 2 picks immediately, if Giuliano is able to grab... No, not Giuliano. If Paulie's able to grab a kill towards ramp, then it's potentially on, but at the same time, it's not. There's so many players that can just overwhelm and hit the trade, so... First endeavor towards A-ramp successful with the guns for Fearless Cheetahs. Now the little side quest for Bigger Keeper in this one is just to hold onto their rifles and make sure that they don't lose them here, especially to Shu coming around this corner.
That is a good pick up, because that is 1 more weapon saved, and I don't know if they're willing to commit any more to this.
Oh, they will.
One more. what they will. There we go. Victoria trying to go for it. And look at that. Kyossa with 3. That's a little bit more money. And that's something that she can drop on over to teammates as well. The fact that they feed her that many and still can't take her down, that is a good side of life. But still a round on the board for Fearless Cheetahs.
That's either the third round or the second round that Paulie's been over at Sandbag as well. And now she's shown that, I don't think she can ever return there because that will be mollied continuously throughout every single adventure to A that the Fearless Cheetahs are going to have lined up. Nice nades in towards mid just to stop any early aggression. Big Keeper able to squeak out a buy off the back of those saved weapons. But Giuliano has been legged immediately by Victoria. 1 HP.
Hobbling away back towards the site there, but still alive enough that could add that bit of pressure. Of course, Fearless Cheetahs know that she'll be low. They don't quite understand how badly, and Tati slowly peeking on round. Just missed the timing on ZAna, but ZAna gonna push up close. Careful not to breathe too loudly. They might hear you. Lovely angle here. Got the teammate on sandbags as well. And Kyossa, even more firepower. It's going to be a bloodbath here. The flashes are impeccable. And as those smokes start to clear as well, the bodies start to hit the ground. And it's Big coming out on top here. Tati finding some through the woods. They get a bit more crassy, keeping it competitive. And Jenny R and Giuliano. Giuliano on so little health as well. But the information she's going to gather here is monumental.
Oh, this is fun. Jenny's gone through spawn, so now she's trying to cut off the rotate for Crassy, and that maybe have been the bomb, but the timing's just about missed. But they are fast on the flank instead, and this might be something that's not quite accounted for just because of the pace that Bigger Keeper are here.
Like that quick switcheroo of the weapons, and Giuliano going to be the human flashbang, the human decoy. Just missed out on Crassy, but that is her location. No, Jenny R boosted on up, jumping on up, shooting through the grate there. Gonna find one. That timer is ticking. There's no kit available. Molotov to slow down. Nades to try do a little bit more damage. That's a kit picked up, actually. Now running on forward. Has to clear on shoot. Goes, taps the bomb. Doesn't quite expect the swing. And there it is. That's a 4th round. Fearless Cheetahs. Their battle plan is solid.
Yeah, nice. But because you have to save weapons, you're also on the lost bonus now. Bigger Keeper can just reinvest again. It's a decision of whether they want to and how high up the prioritization list is ZAna's AWP. Because it feels like if it is, then it's just going to be a half buy. There'll just be deagles behind this. Okay, so that's what they decide to do instead. They want the AWP on ZAna as soon as possible.
And who can blame them after what we saw on Nuke? I'd be trying to get that AWP online as soon as possible. This does mean that this round is going to be a little bit uncomfortable for them. What?
Hello. Nice shot.
You take those. Shu, however, going to find a trade back there. Keep the numbers even. That's always the goal on these anti-eco rounds. They now have a feeling that they're up against not very much of a buy. So it's all damage control, making sure that none of your friends go home in a body bag.
Oh, it's interesting. Feels like Fearless Cheetahs are actually going to second guess themselves and go over towards B. But that's exactly where Bigger Keeper are pushing. They're going to butt heads almost instantaneously here. Giuliano up and over, doesn't see anything, but the contact of the pistol at the first instance. Giuliano set up for success, can only find one. A 2-on-3. But kyossa stuck behind the first box. And White, and she does manage to grab one. Can't grab the AK though. And Victoria puts her out of misery. Paulie a 1-on-2, but one of these weapons is the sniper. Shu on the AK able to pick things up. Crisis averted. Fearless Cheetahs keep the sheet clean.
Nice going from them. A little bit expensive, but that doesn't seem to be too much of an issue for them. They've got a little bit of padding in the wallet right now. Bigger Keeper finally with enough money to buy everything they could desire. That all going to be coming on out. It had so much impact last map, but we're going to need to see it have the same here because something needs to break this trajectory and this momentum. And look how fast this is from Big, already dropping on down.
That's been heard though.
And spotted.
It's a really, really good adjustment onto kyossa. Paulie's left limping towards A. Once again, it's just the cycle of grenades that are just upsetting Big EQUIPA and their default. They can't do anything about this. Vilga and Shu now take the space that Shu first opened up. Jenny R's up close, but she's the sole defender here on B, and this boost could be her undoing. Needs to make sure she gets away, does spot the head, and backs off.
Does go
Nice
for the
kill.
repeat, and that is nice. That is a big one to get. Knows that there's at least a second that could be calmed on over, and the Molotov means knows that they are still kicking around here. But on the flip side, other side of the map, we talked about a ramp simulator. Here it comes once more. ZAna jumping on up with that orb, ready and waiting to support her team. Ollie is going to be the proactive one. Is going to take the fight to Tati, but loses. And now 2 versus 4. ZAna, lovely shot there. Rearing up for some more. Now, back on the other side of the map once more. It feels like we've been left, right, all over the show on this 51st floor.
Yeah, it's nice. This is just Vilga just doing Vilga things. Oh, you've rotated a couple of players over towards A. That's fine. We've got so much time. The AWP's over there. We don't want to give ZAna any option to shoot off against us, especially after she got 17 kills on the last map. We'll go B, thank you very much. And this is the just inside just the mind of Vilga. It's continuously pushing and pulling the defense. The master puppeteer at work here on the T side of Vertigo, bringing it back towards that B bomb site. You can't even go for a retake because you're always so far removed from the situation. Money now dwindled quite low for Big EQUIPA. Sure, they'll have the loss bonus, but it'd be quite difficult to invest properly around it. ZAna, Jenny can drop. The buy will be there, but the ultimate score is the one at the top. Fearless Cheetahs 6, Big EQUIPA 0.
That is a nice position to be in on your T side already. Taking that many, and with 6 rounds still to go, they can only build further from here. And even if they don't, even if something goes horrifically wrong for them and they lose all 6 of the remaining rounds, they will still be more than content with that one. Maybe a little bit disappointed they lost 6 in a row, but somehow I really don't see that happening. Big calling a timeout here is necessary. They have started to hemorrhage these rounds, and they need to find a way to bandage this up quickly.
Yeah, let me tell you, if this goes 6-6, Fearless Cheetahs will not be happy, considering
Yeah, no,
it's 6-0. But I can't see that happening. I really can't. The thing that Big EQUIPA need to do now, and what they started to do in the previous round, is take space early. A ramp is not the play. You can maybe start boosting over towards A instead and catching off Fearless Cheetahs, but their space kiosk has been finding it in towards middle. I feel like you try and exploit that a lot more. Have these quick flanks available before Fearless Cheetahs are able to exec.
I think that might help them out a little bit. So, we talked about her finding space, and she's finding the double as well. Wanted a bit more. Here's the AWP ringing on out. HE grenade just a follow-up as well. Not going to find any damage with it, but already a crazy start to this round.
This is good protocols, though. You know that kyossa's the mid player. Hey, we've just seen her on B. So Fearless Cheetahs reset, and they try and take space back in towards middle. The elevator rotate is a little bit far away, but Giuliano finally is going to answer the call. So gaps have now been plugged here for Big EQUIPA. It's just about holding on.
Is and mid, we talked about mid being somewhere that they need to just keep hold of, keep that space, and that's how to do it. Giuliano with the first flashbang behind her, just to try find a bit more. Only 2 more players left alive. Actually, only 1 up towards her here. Spam out. Crosses on over. Actually going to get the kill there, but ZAna peek out, playing off of each other beautifully. The trade spacing is impeccable. And Big, they get a round on the board. It's a little late, and once again, a bit late to the starting line, but they are here now.
There's the hype as well. You just saw ZAna just yell into the microphone, like, come on, like, finally, we've got a round on the board. We can't let this just be an isolated incident. 6 spray from kyossa just shuts down B before it can even get started for Fearless Cheetahs. And Tati's even on a Tech 9. These rounds have been expensive. So Big EQUIPA, if they break the economy here, suddenly you're already halving the deficit of that scoreline. Showing presence over towards A, but Fearless Cheetahs ultimately want B.
And B, they might have. I love this tight angle from Vilga, looking directly up, gets the kill. Jenny R now having to try do it all, keep this site under control. And it's going to be pushing up, but Shu is ready for it. Actually, good call just to back away there. Paulie doesn't quite know the danger that's rearing this corner, but the shadows, they give it away. You're right there. But there's still 2 more players. They run on round. She's not quite able. I say she's not quite able to. She gets the second one. That's more than that ever should have been allowed. And now there's round 3v3. Minute left on the clock for them to work with. She was still waiting here patiently. Holding this space, making sure that no one has come on over this way. They don't know what awaits them on top of this site, but they at least know that the stairs are safe for now.
The danger for this is that there's no util to stop this. All the utility is on the A player, so Jenny just needs to tuck in. If she grabbed that kill, that would be everything. Instead goes blow for blow with Shu, who runs around the corner, but Giuliano bails out Jenny. More damage now being inflicted, but it's Crassi just delivering the killing blows onto 2 of these players, and ZAna has got to do it all. Orb not really the weapon for the job, because you know these players are not going to be peeking into her sightlines. Quad reveals themselves. Player over at white box in Tati doesn't swing until it's the absolute necessary moment, and Crassi's repositioned after tucking in through Quad. What a hold from Fearless Cheetahs. They survive, and they immediately stamp out the threat the bigger keeper were looking to pose on them.
Feels a little bit like an allegory for this entire series. They are clinging on. They lost map number 1. This is do or die for them, and this is the way to get it going. And the retake, it's a good attempt, but unfortunately, Fearless Cheetahs, they are just ironclad on this map. Now, luckily, a buy from both sides. Big, you said specifically this cannot be an isolated incident, and that is exactly what it was. Now, hopefully, they can isolate another incident, put something more on the board, because 7 already. Fearless Cheetahs are smiling to themselves.
Good round here out of Bilger. And what I meant by that was the call was fantastic. They know that Big Keeper have been trying to deal with 2 players over at B, round in, round out, but you set kyossa up on an angle and she'll deliver. Another multi-kill. Jenny finally gets the best of Shu under B. And this puts this round into complete disarray for the T side, and they're worried about A, so they are scrambling there. And the thing you overlook is Paulie at the sandbags. She finds 2 herself. Bigger keeper back.
Yeah, tunnel vision there, completely forgetting that there might be someone hiding sandbags, but they didn't have many people left to do the job. They had to find something, and they got a little bit apprehensive there. They didn't quite have the members available to. There was a Molotov available. I would have liked to see maybe thrown over that way, but alas. A second round for Bigger Keeper, and first time out from Fearless Cheetahs. This is good because, of course, they've started to lose these rounds. They'd had no problems whatsoever. Now there's a little bit of a crack starting to form, and they've got to try patch this before anything happens.
The thing is, you can't molly sandbags there, because you've seen 1 player down in middle, 2 players over at B. You're hoping that potentially the rotates might start coming over, and you can't clear every single angle. The one thing you need right there, if you Fearless Cheetahs, is space on that bomb site. So it's unfortunate, but that's why Paulie is there, to punish that exact play. Space taking inevitable, but Paulie ever present. Cool flashes being set up to try and scale the ramp. It's this time ZAna at the sandbag. No util to shut her down. Instead, it's the rifle network of Paulie and kyossa. This was just an eco for Fearless Cheetahs, but it's over in a blink of an eye.
1 final kill, playing with their food here. Nade gonna do so much, and Crassi found away. A little bit of team damage in the mix, but dealt with 3 rounds. That is a good start to a recovery. If they can get 5... up for a little bit more grabs, because this was looking like a miserable start for them, coming into their own a little bit now. The call starting to work. Fearless Cheetahs off the back of that timeout, not going to find anything immediately, but this was what it was for. Discussions on what they're going to do this round. Unfortunately, Victoria not able to get the orb on a scout. Still a good weapon in the eyes of many, but not quite the upgraded utility, the one-shot kill that they need.
Blow the smoke, flashbang down, don't see anything. There are still players lying in wait here for Fearless Cheetahs, but you've got to keep your eyes firmly on the prize at B. Another boost potentially being set up. Jenny, her crosshair moving there is difficult. Oh, But the nade, it was good, but Vilga's just that little bit better. Jenny removed from the equation, and they know kyossa has vacated mid.
That's a lot of information for them to toy around with.
Paulie has to be the first point of contact here, by the way, because Giuliano is one and done otherwise.
Oh, Julia, you're right. Giuliano is one and done, and Paulie's not going to be able to find anything initially. Going for some more, but only good for one herself. And now that site is under so much threat. ZAna trying to scare them off with this orb, but Smoked Off running up, jumping up, headshot. But Smoked Off once more. Not able to find a line of sight. Tiny bit of an angle, but Victoria, it is a clean headshot, deleted from the round. kyossa runs through the smoke directly, staring at that down the barrel of that AK. And that is an 8-round Fearless Cheetahs. This is their map pick, and they have come for that ticket to Dallas.
Really nice adjustment there from Vilga to get rid of Jenny. And I feel like the game plan for Big EQUIPA is to get players on down the extremities really fast to punish the constant rotations back and forth from Fearless Cheetahs, but that's now been known. You've already shown that you're happy to push B, you're happy to push A, so they're definitely going to clear every single one of these angles. Double nades land on Giuliano, but it's ZAna that's going to just try and fight. Doesn't find anything, instead sees 2 players facing her at the same time.
Couple of bullets exchanged. They're trying to find an angle, trying to find something crassy. I love this hold coming out from her. Just trying to be the insurance policy needed. Smoke, that is going to buy them a lot of time and room to breathe. Maybe a little bit worried that Fearless Cheetahs might use that to push up, but they're not going to. They're just going to sit on their hands and wait. Drag out this timer and drag out Big EQUIPA's patience.
Yeah, this is a different showing to Fearless Cheetahs, but something that they can pull out a lot is kind of waiting until the last very possible moment. It's kind of sort of Na'Vi-esque at times. ZAna moves off the angle. Victoria slips around the corner, but Tati is still the victim at first instance. Vilga at least hits the trade, and this molly will force ZAna back.
There is force back. Not able to retreat too far, though, because there's another one behind her. And look at that, even more fire at her feet. They have told her that she is not welcome here. ZAna missed shot, however, goes for the repeat, gets it again. Lightning does not strike twice. And the backup there on the reload. That is a 4-8 half. Big finding something towards the end to try keep this going.
Huge crowd sold out, you won't ever take this ground. divine. Yeah, she up so.
We're so back, and so is Fearless Cheetahs. 8 rounds on their T side. Woo! They're cooking with gas. Hoping to send us towards Ancient, hoping to send us to that decider. EQUIPA, it is up to them to forge this comeback. It's up to them to try and get this done in 2. Otherwise, Ancient lies in wait.
It does. It is waiting in the wings. And Big, if they were to start this comeback, they'd need to start it now. And Kyossa with 2 kills and helping out poorly for that 3rd. That is the way to start this off. And they have that bomb site just Chu left. She's close by, but that just might mean her demise is even closer. Does manage to take down 1. Thing is, the moment she peeks, there's so many people ready, willing to take her down.
And Jenny, in the back. She might even knife her. No, just wants to grab the kill. Makes sense. No funny
quickly.
business. All seriousness for EQUIPA. They claim the pistol.
That is where this has to start. If they'd lost this, would have been problematic, but CT Economy doesn't play very nicely with losing that pistol round. Now, they will be all on their USPSs, not a single thing invested in, not armor, not utility, not a weapon. It's just going to be these USPs trying to find a little bit of damage, and that Molotov probably not going to be round defining that it doesn't miss, but it is a little bit cause for concern that some of these nades are going awry on this map.
Well, that just means that they're going to walk into Jenny a little bit sooner, and now she's a little bit worried, so she'll just get out of there. There's a player at top mid that can try and help out from spawn. Kyossa feels like that must have been a little bit of a communication issue.
Possibly, yeah, because I can't have seen that happening otherwise, but Vilga now has like a little... They should have no issue shutting this one down. It's a 4v5, but they've got the superior weaponry, and Juliano's got a lovely angle here. Ooh, dodging around the corner, dodging around the bullets, and Juliano's not going to want to let them get anywhere close to this site, trying to just put up a barricade, prevent them, and buy some time for the rest of her team. ZAna with the first is dinged. They're doing a lot of damage, but ultimately it is a bountiless endeavor. And even though they can't see, Jenny are with the covering fire.
And look, if you're going to have a little communication, a little mishap, you want it to happen on a round where they've just got USPs. So it's okay.
Exactly.
It's all fine. 8-6, the Gatekeeper, they've done the hard part. They've converted the pistol. They've now dealt with the eco. Now they need to just try and contend with this buy coming out of Fearless Cheetahs. No AWP. They'll know that won't be a factor here for Victoria. Even though she likes going glass cannon, not got the money to afford that anyway. Now we get to see what this T side has been cooking up. 2 players A, 2 players mid. In fact, make it 1 as Vilga already finds Giuliano.
This is the bite back that we wanted to see from Fearless Cheetahs. They lose 2. They concede the first 2 acceptable losses, but now they do have the upper hand, and they are going to put it to good use.
Very interesting that there's still 3 players on B here for Fearless Cheetahs. I mean, 1 rotated over to help out mid, and Tati's also worried about it. She's playing very passive, so this is nice because it means that Fearless Cheetahs can definitely retake this, and Tati probably won't lose her life here. She might even be able to find 1 before the bomb goes down. But surely this has to be a consideration for Fearless Cheetahs. They had nothing at B, they had nothing outside of middle, and you've left all this A space. There comes the first smoke. Rotation should be in close pursuit.
Unfortunately, Victoria not going to be allowed to see anything. I'll try spam on through, find a bit of damage. In the meantime, the team, as you said, aren't on their heels. But
no.
Victoria through the smoke, that's a nice one to get. But that bomb still hasn't managed to go down. And Big looking a little bit worried now. Do finally manage to get that plant and back away as the smoke's clear. And they have got no utility left in the bank account to try do this, and there's a bunch of smokes available for Fearless Cheetahs. This is all theirs to try get it done with, and that peak is lovely. Paulie with 2, however, trying to make it competitive. Victoria right back, and now Kyossa only 1. Gets the first, here's the second, gets the second, and that's it. Think we had a disconnect. I was a little bit concerned because I thought I saw Shu still in the server, but that is a really good round for them to be winning.
Damn. We'll take a look at this again, but kyossa still, despite this, in the 1-on-2, it was exceptional play. This the second shot immediately. Yeah, Tati DC'd. We'll get her back as soon as possible. But for Big Keeper, that's a very important one to win, and it really felt like that was going against them. You had the opening kill with Vilga in towards mid. You already had the drop on ladder. It felt like Vilga had that flank. She even had the backstab on kyossa, but the first missed bullet was enough just for the one tap out of the AK. Then back on the swivel, she goes on towards Victoria, who had run out of bullets in her M4, so was using a USP, trying to do the damage. Wasn't going to work. I can't understate how important that round is for Big Keeper to win.
Huge, huge. It is one for the mental, it's one for the momentum, it's one for the economy. Everything has a now got a tally mark next to it in their favor, and they bring it to within one round. This was really, really bad start to the map for them. It tried to be nice about it. They were 7-0 down, I think it was. They were not having a good time. 7-1, I think it was, actually, my bad. But now to bring it back to 7-8, this is where it begins. We were talking in the meantime. I said, I believe in the comeback. I may be huffing that copium, and 99% of the time I will be wrong. But Big Keeper, something about this T side is calling to them.
Something about this team. It really feels like these riflers who have now been integrated into this system are now starting to become a little bit more unlocked. It obviously makes a lot more sense that kyossa will be kind of almost like a duck to water when it comes into Giuliano calling. Obviously, their time together with G2 Oya, but Paulie's now starting to show some signs of life. ZAna's always been incredibly consistent, and there's room, there's space for Jenny to go on these lurks, and she has the freedom to be able to kind of make these time-ins and allow a lot of opportunities here, which is going to be very prevalent on this T side. Everything is slotting into place, and I see that the mouse is swinging around behind ZAna, so I think we are nearly, I hope nearly, ready to go. If Big Keeper are able to turn this around, and I know it's kind of been the storyline of both these series, as you mentioned, where in that second map, the Guild, they bounced back on Anubis after being down such a deficit. If Big Keeper are able to do this against Vilga, this is a statement.
That it is. And it is exactly these sorts of statements that we need to see going into Dallas as well, because the competition is so incredibly fierce as well. If they can close this out, if they can show they've got the mental for a comeback like this, if they can close this out in 2 maps as well, that is the statement piece we need to see and the confidence we need to see for them going into these matches. Now, it looks like we are back and we are ready. And unfortunately, it does look like it is just going to be nades. There's a lot of them here, and they might be going for a bit of a nade stack somewhere. And I feel sorry for anyone who might be on the receiving end. Oh. But look at this! They just run kyossa down. That was not what she was expecting. And Vilga so far from where she's expected to be, and it works out flawlessly.
Yeah, now you've still got these nades. Contact being found. Are you going to throw them? Yeah, straight in towards the stairs. Tati overwhelmed another nade, doing a lot of damage here, and the molly forces them into the open. One goes back the other way, but here goes Shu and Vilga. They just want to try and overwhelm these players. Jenny in the smoke finds one, but ultimately, it's just Giuliano versus 3. This was pistols, this was one flashbang, and a couple of nades. And suddenly, it is completely turned around. Fortunately for Giuliano, she has got the bomb, so she can reset A, but it's a matter of time before Fearless Cheetahs investigate further down the B stairs and get hot on their heels back to the bomb site.
The only benefit that she has, other than, as you said, the bomb, is the fact that she is an unknown entity, a whisper in the winds. She is going to be able to get a plant. Now, she's going to have to play this perfectly. I want to see her get a little bit aggressive, get proactive here, because she's got a bit of time before they get on over here. If she's static, they're going to find her, they're going to run her down. Goes for the first. That's the orb, and they're playing with the pistol. Only good for one. Victoria taking it down. That would have been one hell of a clutch, but luckily, Fearless Cheetahs, they bring this back under balance. But the fact that it got to this is somewhat weird.
It's a really nice flash play. I think the Cheetahs have been pulling that out actually quite a lot in their games in the group stage. Just this double layering of a flash in towards mid, and it completely blinds. There it is. Coming over the top. You can't see anything. You see that Kyossa is ducking down. She's fully affected by it. And then instantly, as soon as you see Big EQUIPA running away, they just push the issue. Pistol up close. Does the damage, and that is a round stolen away. Very much like some of the rounds that were stolen away on Nuke. This happens again on Vertigo, and now the shoe's on the other foot. It's Big EQUIPA with pistols. It's Fearless Cheetahs with everything.
Can't help but feel bad for Kyossa in moments like that. I bet terrified when that came on through, but they conga on up towards this B site. Grassy having a look mid. Not too far away in order to help teammates, and that is a barrage of nades that is going to be the call to action. Jenny are trying to find something, running on forward, but finds a bullet to the head, and Shu finds 2 flawless kills. Giuliano going for some more, but unfortunately the rest of her team just falling away around her, and that is going to be a nice round, a nice anti-eco for Fearless Cheetahs.
It's rounds like that. It's rounds like that where Fearless Cheetahs just want a pistol. After Big EQUIPA are just driving so much momentum, they're fully believing in this comeback, it's happening, and then you lose to USPs and 5-7s. That can really break the morale of a team. And Vilga is so known for just having these little tricks up her sleeve to kind of make things almost impossible for you. This is tough, but at least they're back on the buy. The issue is the lack of utility. There's one flashbang for the rest of the round for this T side.
Yeah, and that's going to be an interesting one. Where and when they use it, that is going to be the flash. We talked about it, and slowly peeking on round. They don't actually utilize it maybe to its full effect. And that's the flash gone. 3 smokes available, 2 HEs as well, but look at what they're up against. Fearless Cheetahs, they can win this out in a cold war of nades alone.
And where you don't have utility, the issue you've now got is applying enough pressure on the map to drain resources on the CT side. There's a smoke that can now be recycled, and that forces you into a position up A. The thing by not using your nades, though, is that you can be a little bit more calculative. Volley misses. Tatty known because of the trajectory of that smoke, so Giuliano takes the space. Big have got A.
That is really nice from them. They've got to try keep hold of it, though. Fearless Cheetahs, so much to work with on this retake. They've got an AWP. They've got all of the utility they could want for this. Couple of smokes, a Molotov as well. But this post plant, the crossfires are looking spicy.
It's very forward. Victoria hoping to grab a kill on the sandbags, not happening. They've got retake smokes, they've got flashes that will go over the site. Both Kyossa and Giuliano are playing anti, so ZAna will take the contact between her and Kyossa. They are grabbing the kills. Giuliano is now isolated over towards short, but she takes one to the grave with her, and that is enough. The numbers overwhelm. It's Big EQUIPA with the element of surprise, getting that 8th round, and again, posing questions to this defense of Fearless Cheetahs.
That nade at the end there, the HE to part the smoke, was the killing blow, I think, because it just allowed for them to find everyone. Locations, there is nowhere to hide, and that is the exact sort of rounds they need, and they are keeping this one close. What was a really bad start, they're keeping it within a couple of rounds here. The Cheetahs are on double digits, and they are getting dangerously close, but the economy, this could be a nice round for them to win, to break the backs here of the Cheetahs.
Great nade. That will deter them a little bit and allow Victoria on the angle, but a missed shot gives info. Fearless Cheetahs, of course, have invested, but there's a sniper waiting on A. So that activates Jenny on B, and in fact, the whole gang want to reset and go B instead.
Sometimes that's exactly what you need. You just need to go, this doesn't feel like it's going to work. Let's try something different. Shu has been so good. Called upon once more, and it's going to go straight down. Grassy to find 2. Finds planting more as well, lines them up single-handedly, buying anything for the Fearless Cheetahs here. They should not have got this much, and kyossa low health. ZAna not doing much better there, and there's kyossa trying to find some more, but Victoria, cheeky little peek out at the end there. The last one standing. It's expensive, but oh my gosh, the multi-kills there. Krasi saving their bacon once more.
Yeah, huge round from Krasi, especially after Shu falls on the bomb site without finding anything. You think at most she's going to get one, but no, they just keep lining up for her. Trade spacing is a little bit disjointed on the initial execute after finding the entry. Gives Krasi all of the room to breathe. Still comes down to a 1 versus 1 right at the very end. Low HP wouldn't have mattered if Victoria didn't hit her shot, but she did. And once again, Bigger Keeper in an unfortunate scenario where they have to go all in. There's 2 AKs, there's 3 MAC-10s, and it's a fast play up A.
It's going to be a nice play. This is exactly what they need to do with the weaponry that they have. But Jenny are already taking so much damage, is going to raise some eyebrows for them. Victoria holding this angle, definitely been a little bit better on this map. Not always had the opportunity to have this orb, but does now. Juliana's managed to jump on up. Is being held here by Tati. But these utility, hopefully it's enough to distract them a little bit in the Molotov. That means Juliana no longer able to push through. And this is going to be full frontal. Everyone is out on this site here in Krasi. Tati both with kills. kyossa with some poorly doing a little bit of work as well, but has been left by their lonesome to try find something. That bomb on her back, but there's no chance she gets it onto the bomb site. And that's map point there for Fearless Cheetahs. They want to see Ancient. They are not giving up on their dream to go to Dallas.
Yeah, they'll see Ancient.
They will.
Look at this investment. It's going to be Tech 9s. There'll be a couple of MAC-10s just coming in. But it's been fantastic just to kind of watch Fearless Cheetahs recover.
And that's the mark of a good team sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just being able to reset after a bad map.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been cool to see. Especially when the pressure was really on for Bigger Keeper. They won 4 rounds in a row just to kind of kickstart their campaign on this second half. Krasi just jumping, just making sure no stones unturned. Vilga's holding for mid, overwhelmed by a Tech 9, and now Krasi's split between 2 different angles. Needs to fight her way out of it, but hey, guess what? Shu is also at the bottom of B. Tati locks in another kill, and ZAna left in a 1-on-2.
That bomb so far away from her, and that is going to be it. Shu putting the final nail in the coffin, putting this map to rest and awaking Ancient. They fought long, they fought hard to be here. It was an incredible start, a little bit of a slower start to the second half, but they do the job, they get it done, they bring us to a third map, and I think